guys, it's Janice from Ozark Family Homestead, and today's video is one that I've had numerous people asking about. I'm going to be doing our sausage seasoning recipe that you've seen in some of our other videos, but I decided to add a couple more little do-it-yourself recipes in this as well. So I'm going to start today with a homemade taco seasoning recipe that we use. I'm going to show you how we make our own baking powder. I do not buy baking powder, we make it ourselves. And then finally, the sausage seasoning recipe. So I was also thinking, we have a couple little random Homestead things that we're doing. I thought I might tack those on to the end too. So if you're into our Homestead things that we have going on, stick around to the very end and I'll give you some little sneak peeks as to what's going on about that. So, okay, we're going to start off with the taco seasoning and then we'll go from there. Here we go. Alright, so to get started on the taco seasoning here. Now I'll tell you what we typically do is just while we're browning the meat up for tacos, we just make up a batch right there as we're doing it. So that's our normal. However, I do have a little jar, just a recycled, I think an ice cream topping came in this or something, a recycled glass jar that I've labeled taco seasoning, and we do keep some of this in our spice cabinet. It's a China cabinet, but I don't own China, so I keep my spices in it. We keep it in the cabinet with the rest of the spices. It is empty, so I'm going to make some more up today, just so I have it on hand when we need to eat fast. So, now what I'm making in here, I'm going to make a batch that would be for about 5 pounds of ground beef for your tacos. And of course, you guys can make up this big bulk batch too, and if you're just making 1 to 2 pounds of beef at a time, I'll tell you how much to scoop out of your mixture to put in your skillet with your meat at the end. So, but we're going to go ahead and make up a big batch that could be for 5 pounds of meat. Okay, and I've got my recipe over here because I do not have it memorized. We're going to start with the chili powder. I need 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. I'll try not to make a mess. And I'm going to eyeball this half tablespoon there. Okay. And then next, I always save my powdered spices for the very end. Okay, hold on.
I was trying to like lip speak it.
Is that better?
Yeah, I heard it starting to bubble. I was trying to.
Okay. We have lots of things going at one time here. Sarah's butter was about to burn. So, okay, 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. What I was saying was I save my powdered items for the end because I want my spoon to stay relatively clean and not be coated with the powdered items. So the chili powder is the only thing I'm using the tablespoon for. So that's why that was done first. Everything else is going to be using a 1/2 teaspoon measurement or a 1 teaspoon measurement. So for my 1/2 teaspoon items, that's going to be a garlic powder, onion powder, red pepper flakes, and oregano. So these are the things I'm going to use my 1/2 teaspoon scoop for. And I'm starting with the non-powdery ones first. 1/2 teaspoon. And I move them out of the way so I don't get confused and put double in there. Okay, this is oregano from our garden. So it's big. I'm going to make a mess. Let me get a bowl. And those dried leaves just powder up if I do it that way. So a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. And now I'm going to do my powdered items. 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And all of these I'm buying in bulk from Azure Standard. Half teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, these remaining items, I'm going to be using my teaspoon, measuring spoon for it. Sarah, I'm going to need my salt back. You swiped my salt.
Oops.
My salt. Okay. And again, I'm using my teaspoon for these ingredients here. I'm going to save the powders for last so my spoon stays relatively clean. Okay, I'm going to start with the pepper. And I need 2 teaspoons of this. Salt, 2 teaspoons of salt. And now my powdery ingredients. My cumin here, 3 teaspoons of it. Is it cumin or cumin? I don't know if I'm saying it right. 1.
You could have used your tablespoon.
Oh, Sarah. You're way more advanced than me.
I just do math.
You just do math. Paprika is only 1 teaspoon. Okay. That is everything in here. If you were making up 5 pounds of taco meat, this is the amount you would use. I'm going to shake it all up. Okay, now let's just say you do not intend to make 5 pounds of taco meat at a time. We do, but you guys may not. So if you're just making a pound of meat, you are going to put in, what is the little 1 pound version?
Do we even have one?
It's written down on here, 2 pounds. So it's going to be 2 tablespoons of this if you're just doing 1 pound of hamburger meat in there. I have written down that 1 package of the little store-bought seasoning is approximately 2 tablespoons of seasoning in there. So I have friends that like this because it's gluten-free. It doesn't have MSG. It doesn't have stuff in it. So this is easy peasy to use. Whenever you do put it in with your meat, you will put your amount in here, roughly 2 tablespoons per pound of meat, and then you are also going to add water to it to get it all melded up together, and you're going to simmer it for a while. The amount of water is about 1 cup of water per pound of meat. We eyeball it, so ish, 1 cup-ish per pound of meat. So I know this isn't too technical here, but that is our taco seasoning. This is all we use. We don't use anything else. And like I said, we keep it on hand or we just make it up fresh as we go. The next thing, we're going to move on to baking powder, how we make our homemade baking powder. All right, the next one we're going to do is baking powder. Baking powder is so easy to make. I know it's easy to just pick up off the shelf at the store, but I like to keep ingredients in my house that I can use for multiple things. So I use baking soda for all kinds of cooking and cleaning things, and the cream of tartar comes in handy. It was for meringue pies. You can use it for things like that, and you use it to make your own baking powder. It is super simple. Now again, just like the taco seasoning, we typically just make this fresh as we need it. But sometimes it's handy to just have a little bit on hand here, or if you're making a batch and you don't need to use all of it, you put the remainder in this little jar and keep it with the rest of your spices. So I'm just going to make one little tiny batch just to show you how to do it, and then you can make your own. So all it is, 2 parts cream of tartar, 1 part baking soda. That's it. I'm going to use my teaspoon here, and I'm going to do 2 parts cream of tartar, 1 part baking soda. That's it. Stir it up together, and you now have baking powder. And now you don't have to buy baking powder anymore. So there you go. Next, we're going to move on to the sausage seasoning. I know a lot of you wanted the sausage seasoning, so that is next. All right, last but not least is the sausage seasoning. When Sarah and I posted our biscuits and gravy video, a lot of people on there said they would like the sausage seasoning recipe. And so I thought, let's just throw this in here too. We use this quite often, and it just comes in so handy. I use this because I buy the frozen little 1-pound rolls of ground turkey, and then we add this to it to make up our own sausage that way. So again, I'm going to make a big batch. This is going to be for roughly 10 to 12 pounds worth of sausage, and you can just use it as you need it. I'm going to start with my tablespoon. I'm going to need my salt and sage. Well, first of all, here are the ingredients I'm going to be using, and I'm going to put this recipe down in the description box so you will be able to see that. Fennel, sage, marjoram, the chili peppers, regular black pepper and salt, ground mustard seed, and garlic powder. That's what we'll be using for the sausage seasoning. I'm going to use my tablespoon first. I will be putting salt and sage in by the tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of salt. Now the sage is the primary ingredient because this is sausage seasoning. 6.5 tablespoons of sage. And again, I buy these in bulk from Azure Standard. 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to eyeball a half-ish. There's that. Okay. And the next I'm going to use, I'm finished with my tablespoon. I'm going to use my teaspoon next. And again, I am going to save my powdered spices for the very end. So I'm going to do these first. For the black pepper, I need 5 teaspoons of the black pepper. Sam, can you get the phone, please?
I did.
Okay, sorry guys, phone rang. I had just put the black pepper in, so the next thing I'm going to go to is the chili peppers. For that, I need 5 teaspoons of these red pepper flakes. And again, if you don't like it spicy, cut back on that. Not a big deal. 5 of those. Marjoram is 5 teaspoons of it. Only 2 more ingredients to go, and those are just the powdered, the ground mustard seed and the garlic powder. So for the garlic powder, I need 2 teaspoons of it. And the ground mustard seed, 2.5 teaspoons of it. And my jar that I have here is getting pretty full. And I'm eyeballing that 1/2 teaspoon there. All right, now I need to shake it up. I'm just going to put the lid on tight and shake it all up here. And it should be all mixed up well. And there we go. That's what it looks like inside the jar. Now I label this on the outside because I have other family members that use this and I don't want to be asked all the time how much. So it is 1 tablespoon per pound of this. And we really enjoy it. You can alter the recipe. I know my dad doesn't care for too much sage in his sausage seasoning, so he could dial back the sage, or you might not like it this spicy. You can dial back on those red pepper flakes if you like. So it's very adjustable, or you could just put less than a tablespoon in there if you wanted less. I use this in the not chili chili recipe. It was on our What We Eat in a Week video. We made not chili chili, and I use that for this. We do a sausage scramble just about once a week where we brown up some sausage, some turkey sausage, and use this for that. So it's used quite often in our house, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Please let me know in the comments if you try it, if you like it, if you have questions on it. Let me know in the comments. And now I'm going to take you guys outside super quick here and just give you an update on two things that we have going on here on the homestead. Here we go. Okay, here's the first thing I wanted to show you guys. Our potatoes! We've started harvesting some potatoes here. We're just letting them cure a bit outside under the carport. This was the majority of our small patch of potatoes. These were pretty much all Yukon Golds. It was a yellow variety. I think it's Yukon Gold. And so we still have the large potato patch to do, which has the red potatoes. So I wanted to show you guys this. We just have it rigged up with some sawhorses and this was a shelf that was in, well, this is our shop building right there. This was a shelf that was inside the shop building and it broke. So we use this thing for all kinds of things now. Yeah, we use it every year for this. So we'll dry garlic on this and all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you one more thing on the homestead. Okay, here's the last thing I want to show you guys. You may have seen this big green building in our videos in the past. This is my summer kitchen. It's a 2-story building. We intend to put bedrooms on top, and this bottom will be my summer kitchen. It's a gathering place and a place for me to preserve food, and it's been green for so long now because it's just the zip board. But we've recently gotten the supplies we need to put siding on it. Oh, look at it! And it's coming along. So
look a little better for you?
It does look better. I like the way it looks. And so this siding should match the shop siding as well. So hopefully it goes together. Sean's been doing it with children. They come and go. Whichever child's available comes and helps.
They just rotate in and out.
Yeah, they go in and out. And so this is our latest project. And I'll keep you guys updated on it. Actually, I've mentioned this, I think it was in a live stream that I mentioned, that our intention is any money that we might make on YouTube is going towards finishing off the summer kitchen. And then, once that is completed, we want to pay off our property. So, that is what YouTube money will be doing for us. And you guys watching, what baby? What? Whee! You want to swing?
Yeah.
Whee! Yeah. You gonna swing? Okay. So guys, that is what you guys watching our YouTube videos, that's what it does for us, is helps us complete projects like this and hopefully pay off our property too.
It's too hot.
Is it too hot? The swing is hot? All right. Yeah? Okay, that's my homestead update, guys. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoy the recipes, and I hope you enjoyed the little sneak peek around the homestead. I want to thank you guys for supporting our family and helping our channel to grow. It has been overwhelming, the growth that we've experienced here lately, especially this past week. Just mind-blowing. Just bless my socks off growth. So thank you guys. If you could like the video today, I would appreciate that. And if you could subscribe if you haven't done so already, please do that. Oh, I got helpers. And if you could tell your family and friends to watch Ozark Family Homestead. You guys, I just feel so blessed. And I want to thank you guys for supporting our family. And if you could spread the word, I would appreciate it so very much, you guys. Thank you, and I will see you guys on the next video.
Thanks for watching Ozark Family Homestead.